Often imitated, never duplicated, the greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws!
Welcome tonight, ladies and gentlemen, to the Profile Machine Products 200 with the Upper Edge Racing Profile Machine Products powered by our Expression here tonight at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I am a commentator, Sean Zulu. I am joined by producer and co-commentator Dave Everly. How are you doing tonight?
Oh, I'll tell you what, Sean, I am doing great. Ready to watch these guys hammer around here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, especially after last week watching these guys conquer Auto Club with a zero caution race. That's right, folks. For the second time this season, Upper Edge Racing Profile Machine Products Cup Series was caution-free. The question is, can we do it a third time here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway?
Yeah, fingers crossed for these drivers tonight. Watching them during practice tonight, it was a little bit loose, but the guys can handle it. We'll be running 29 through 31 second lap times in the long run with the tire wear. But Dave, tell us about tonight's race, please, weather-wise.
Well, I am taking a look here at the weather report here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, Las Vegas, Nevada. We have an air temperature of 83 degrees, track temperature of 110. We have the wind out of the north at 2 miles an hour, but it is clear and sunny out here. A great day for Cup car racing here for the Profile Machine Products Cup Series, powered by our Expression.
Oh, absolutely. And here with Upper Edge Racing, they do not have any backup cars, which means once their machine is toast, their race is most likely over, because it does take a while for the pit crews to work on these machines. Just a little bit of a recap from last week's race at Auto Club. We did have Carl Sherd bring it home for his first win of the season. Adam DeBlasio came out second, Michael Araya third, Joe Lawrence fourth, Bradley Burke fifth, Michael Fenelson sixth, Walker Thomas seventh, Austin Hartenfels eighth, Nick Mas ninth, and Eric DeBlasio did round up the top 10. Well, moving on to our current point standings, we are being led by Bradley Burke. Bradley Burke leading, well, he has 1 win so far, 2 top 5s and 4 top 10s. Shane Terrien has is second place in points. Michael Araya third, Walker Thomas fourth, Ryan Dyson fifth, Michael Fenelson sixth. We have Andrew Bird seventh, Joe Lawrence eighth in points, Nick Mas ninth, Joshua L. Adams 10th, and that so far does round up the top 10 in points. And Dave, the season is still young, way too young. This is race number 5 of the 22 race season, so it's going to be anybody's game. Still a lot of room for error, but once it comes down to the end, no more playing around.
Yeah, Sean, I don't think these guys play around too much. They're pretty serious once they get out on the track, as we have seen. Not only the Daytona 250, but the Auto Club 200 there both go caution-free. So these guys are here for race. They know it. They know every race counts, so they are going to do the best they can. Can't wait to see who is going to win tonight's race here at Las Vegas.
Yeah, absolutely. So many amazing drivers here tonight so far. Who took the fastest qualifying, fastest practice time was the 45 of Carl Sherd, last week's winner at Auto Club. But so far on the pole in qualifying is the 5 of Joseph Tice with 29.378. And Dave, these drivers here do run a full tank. They don't have a cap on the fuel limit. So we should expect to see, I'm not sure how long it takes for these machines to run out of gas, how many laps that is. But that might be a little bit above 30 laps would be my estimate.
Yeah, I think it's going to. This here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, it's only a 1.5 mile track. So I think we'll get a little bit longer, but we are going to find out together here, Sean, as these guys now only have a little over 4.5 minutes left till qualifying. As I'm taking a look at our Dre Broadcasting chat, 97 Beast Lee is saying Marvin Wingfield for the win. Marvin Wingfield is currently sitting in the 21st qualifying position as of right now. Could possibly change, we'll see, but right now he is going to be starting in the 21st position. So I've seen people come from the back and win, so I'm definitely saying it's definitely possible that Marvin Wingfield in the 19 machine could possibly win this.
Oh, absolutely. Yep, it's not over until it's over. Might start in the back. Most drivers do like to start in the back of the pack just so they can be able to dodge the wrecks if any wrecks were to happen, you know. But with the way the races have been going so far here in the Upper Edge Profile Machine Products series, qualifying in the back, Dave, just might be a bad idea, but it all depends on consistency throughout the whole entire race. That's all what it takes in order to be successful, is that consistency plus a lot of amazing fast pit stops.
Yeah, most definitely. A pit stop strategy, fuel mileage can win you or lose you the race. So we are going to see some of that here tonight, as these guys are still got some cars out on the track here. Taking a look at the 29, Austin Hartenfels there, trying to better his qualifying time. He is currently starting right now at P3, so he is trying to get up there top. But I don't know if anybody's going to be able to beat Joseph Tice. I mean, a 23.379. Only guy right now on the track to run a 29.3 in qualifying. The second place Carl Shed there, he currently has a 29.404, so we'll have to wait and see, but only 2.5 minutes left until we get ready to go green flag racing.
Yeah, speaking of Joseph Tice, you know, he has actually broken the record of the fastest lap time set both in practice and qualifying. But so many drivers out there still trying to better their lap times, like you had pointed out, so it might be, I mean, these drivers know how to get the job done, so they just might make it possible to get around Joseph Tice before qualifying ends. But by the looks of it, they have 2 more minutes. That's going to give them a couple more laps, maybe 3 laps maximum, in order for them to be able to get the job done. We have some more viewers in the chat. A new viewer, Richie Wingfield. I believe that might be Marvin Wingfield. And also Timothy Petito. Good to see you guys.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you are tuning into Dre Broadcasting Network right now, live on YouTube, also on the iRacing Live portal. So you can definitely check us out on iRacing or go to YouTube. Just type into the search bar Dre Broadcasting Network, and boom, you will see us there. If you definitely like what you see, like what you hear, hit that thumbs up and make sure to give us a subscribe, because we bring you multiple races throughout the week. A lot of action, a lot of different cars, a lot of different tracks, different drivers. So we try to bring the best action we can. Also checking in the chat right now, Austin Hawkins. How you doing there, buddy? So he is checking in. So definitely, it's going to be a good one out here tonight, Sean.
Oh, absolutely. And yep, good to see you there, Austin. It has been way too long. It has been a while. And yep, Timothy, congratulations on your All-Star win. You are an amazing driver by the sounds of it. Look forward to seeing you here on iRacing. Hopefully someday there, Tim.
Yeah, most definitely, as we are now down under 1 minute to the end of qualifying. Still got Austin Hartenfels out on the track here. Taking a look, we also got Adam de Blasio currently starting 4th. He's out there trying to better his time. Also, Trevor Rapolo in that 9 machine there, also trying to put down a better qualifying time. So right now, it just looks like our top 5, well, 1st, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, out trying to better their time here as we are counting down 30 seconds till we get these cars into the pits and get ready to go green flag racing.
And yep, the drivers here are doing open qualifying, and the draft does play a key role, and an interesting factor here, Joseph Tice was able to get his fastest lap time without any help of the draft whatsoever. So if he can get a fastest lap time without any draft, I wonder what he's going to do in the long run here in tonight's race. It's very questionable. He's going to be a very, very big weapon for the drivers tonight.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you are tuning into Dre Broadcasting Network. We are here for the Profile Machine Products 200 Upper Edge Racing Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Here for the Profile Machine Products Cup Series powered by our Expression. So these guys got it less than 30 seconds now here as the red flag is out. These guys will be getting into their cars, getting lined up, and getting ready to go green flag racing here at Las Vegas.
Yep, and so far we have 25 drivers who have set a qualifying time. The last driver here in qualifying, the 05 Tomiyasu, in the 25th place spot with a 30.159. And knowing Tomiyasu is a driver who likes starting the back in every single league we've seen him in, because he is an amazing driver and racing in a lot of different leagues. So we should expect to see him up towards the front here before the race is over. But looks like the gridding has now begun. We have, let's see, 3 drivers choosing not to qualify. Shane Terrien, we have Walker Thomas and Eric de Blasio. here. Rounding up the whole entire field of a 28-car field here tonight at Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the Profile Machine Products 200. Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, taking tonight's pole is the 5 of Joseph Tice. Right behind him, last week's winner, the 45, Carl Shed, second. 29 of Austin Hartenfels, third. The 21, Adam de Blasio, fourth. Trevor Rapolo, fifth. 44, Michael Araya, sixth. Joshua L. Adams, seventh. Riley Grant Davis, eighth. We have the 48, Nick Mass, ninth. And the 12 of Downton Alexander in the 10th place spot. 39 of Bronson Stafford, 11th. The 37 of Tom Story. Geez, where did I get that from? I apologize. Tom Story, 12th. Corey Hoover, 13th. Adam J. Ferree, 14th. The Michael Fennelson, 15th. 8 of Chris Wright, 16th. Ryan Dyson, 17th. Robert F. Kenny, 18th. Justin Manso, 19th. Tom Bourne, 20th. And that so far rounds up the top 20. The 19 of Marvin Wingfield, 21st. 78 of Joe Lawrence, 22nd. The 62 of Andrew Cardinal, starting 23rd. The 25 of Corey Blevins, 24th. And the last driver qualifying tonight, once again, the 05 of Tommy Amasi. Rounding up the rest of the field, the 38 of Shane Terrien, starting 26th. 18 Walker Thomas, 27th. And Eric de Blasio rounds up the whole entire field in the 28th place position. And gridding, we're about to start now rolling here. And pace speed is 60 miles an hour. Ladies and gentlemen, hang on to those seats. It will be a bumpy ride. These machines are getting very, very loose at very high speeds. That is a bad combination. So fingers crossed for these drivers. They know how to get the job done. And hang on to your seats. It's going to be a bumpy ride once again. Thanks for watching on the Dre Broadcasting Network. And so far here on this lineup, we have the 5 of Joe Tice with the help of Joseph Tice, with the help of the 29 of Austin Hartenfels on the inside. On the outside, the 45 of Carl Shed, with the help of the 21 of Adam de Blasio. Drivers getting bunched up nice inside of a few drivers scrubbing those tires, trying to get some heat into them to avoid wheel spin on the restarts, or starts and restarts, because that would be, and that can be, very, very deadly with a field like this. That could be the big one if it happened up front.
Yeah, most definitely, as we are now coming through turns 3 and 4, getting ready to go green flag racing for the first time here tonight at Las Vegas. Is the pace car is now coming out of turn number 4. Looking here from the start line, pace car is off. We are getting ready to go green flag racing. As they come into the dog leg, the green flag is out. Off goes the V8 Monster Energy Cup cars as we are green flag racing here for the Profile Machine Products 200 here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
29 Austin Hartenfels already challenging the 5. Joseph Tice to the racing side by side off turn 1. Up turn 2. They seem to side by side, but Austin does have the preferred race group entering turn 3, and he just might have enough 5 of times, pitches him down to the inside to help him, to make him lift even more, and repels past him, entering the start-finish line here, and he takes back the race, which was rightfully his, and Austin still challenging him side by side.
Yeah, these guys ain't giving it up, but looking right behind them, I mean, we have a lot of cars here. Double foul here as we are taking a look at the 9 of Trevor Rapolo on the inside, being overtaken by the 21 of Adam de Blasio. Also right there is the 44 of Michael Araya. Also the 24 of Riley Grant Davis here as we are on lap 2, coming to lap 3 here at Las Vegas. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we still have 131 laps to go, so we have a while to go. These drivers are going to have to make these moves.
Yep, long way to go. It's about playing it smart, trying to be there for the very end when it really matters the most. So right now the drivers, most likely Dave, will just try and put some laps on these tires. Like I talked about, these machines are very, very loose in the beginning. In the long run, they just might end up loosening up a little bit more, or maybe even tightening up, preferably tight for most drivers, because the looser it is, the faster they'll go. They do say loose is fast, but the more dangerous it is, the more risky it is. The drivers are going to lose it. But the back of the pack, Corey Hoover riding behind. That's going to be the 48 Nick Mas, but behind him he does have 14 of Michael Fenelson, who was being challenged by the 12 of Dalton Alexander, but Alexander right now being challenged by the 39 of Bronson Stafford, side by side. They do go back down, single file, no crossover move by the 39 of Bronson Stafford against 12 of Alexander, who lets him by for position number 12. A little bit up front, Jason Moss side by side. 48 Nick Mas lost a spot to the 88 of Joshua L. Adams. Adams right now trying to get back up there. He did lose one spot this far. Started 7th, currently 8th behind 24 of Riley Grant Davis. The draft is very strong on these straight stretches, and the drivers definitely trying to take advantage of it the best they can.
Yeah, let's take a look here at our little tattletale here. Look at their speeds. 170 mile an hour through these turns. But I did notice that they were getting up to over 195, 96, almost 199 mile an hour on these straight stretches, back down to 170 mile an hour. So these guys are going to be working that wheel, working that gas pedal, and also working that brake pedal.
Oh, Dave, trouble on the track for the back of the pack is going to involve the 8 of Chris Wright, spun outside. The 78 of Joe Lawrence got a piece of the action by the sounds of it. Oh man, looks like it was a loose machine off the exit of 4. Let's back it up on the 8 of Chris Wright and see what happened.
Well, as we pull up our Dre Broadcasting instant replay here on our first caution of the night, focusing on the 8 of Chris Wright as he was getting to the inside there of the 37 machine of Tom Story. Ooh, up and hard into that wall. That was a hard impact. Let's check that out again here, as it looks like he just, he made contact with the apron, tried to save it, overcorrected, up into the wall. Everybody else able to get around it. Good job to all them drivers, but unfortunate there for that 8 machine of Chris Wright.
Yeah, very unfortunate indeed for both drivers involved. Chris Wright, Joe Lawrence. Man, that contact was a little bit, he barely topped the apron, and that machine just got upset for whatever reason. Due to carrying too much speed, they're powering off turn number 4 to try and make a pass. But going back up front, Joseph Ty still leading. Austin Hartenfeld 2nd, Carl Shed 3rd, Adam de Blasio 4th, and Michael Araya running up the top 5 this far. And the drivers only have, let's see, 8 laps so far on the tires. They're going to be pitting in, yes, 5. Joseph Ty will lead everybody down pit road, and most of the field will follow. Actually, so far, it looks like everybody is following the leader down to pit road. This time by most likely taking 4 more tires with a full tank of gas.
Yeah, taking a look here, here's the 05 Tommy Amassi. He is going to stay out. Yeah, I think he is trying to get that bonus point for leading the lap as all these cars down into their pit stalls. Question is, 4 tires or 2, but we are going to find out as the right side goes up. Oh, we do have 1 taker for 2 tires. That is going to be, I do believe, the 44 of Michael Araya. He is going to be out the first to pit road, but everybody else behind him taking 4 tires and a full tank of fuel.
Yeah, 4 tires just might be the way to go. 2 tires usually makes it very, very unstable. But it's going to be very difficult to tell. It's way too early. You know, the drivers only had 8 laps on their tires, 8 green flag laps on their tires. So they just might be trying to take 2 tires or 4 tires, trying to study the machine in the long run. Because they didn't get most likely they didn't get a chance to do that during practice. And looking at it right now, it looks like Joseph was beaten off pit road by Larian, who did take 2 tires. And right in the 05 Tommy Amassi has not yet been shown as a new race leader, so he will be staying out 1 more lap to be shown as a new leader. Yes, he stays out. But the next time by, if he does not pit in, it's going to be way too late.
Well, I'll tell you what, that 05 Tommy Amassi is a very strategic guy, so he may be playing a little bit of pitch strategy here, wanting to stay out, go ahead and run some laps, come in, get your pit, because like we said, we got 133 laps complete here tonight. We still got 124 laps remaining, so we'll see if he comes down onto pit road next time by, or if he's just going to go ahead and stay out, start playing a little pitch strategy and fuel mileage strategy.
Oh, actually, Dave, looks like we are now back 1 to green. We forgot about the first caution. We didn't have anybody Oh, actually, caution has now been extended. We were 1 to green, but we had one less lap of pacing due to no machines being a lap down out there. But we are now back at 2 to green. So the next time by, we will be back to 1 to green. So this might be a chance for the 05 of Amasi to go down pit road and be on the same strategy as everybody else. And Dave, we have a big mover, the 21 of Adam de Blasio from 14th, from 4th place actually to 5th place. Looks like I was looking at his practice time. But he is being shown in the 5th place position, but the drivers are still double file right now. And for the back in the pack, we have the 39 of Bronson Stafford being shown 13th, off of Tommy Massey pulling off as we speak. Looks like he's being sent to the back of the pack. Yep, Tommy Massey did receive the end of the line penalty, so he will be going to the back of the pack to start there. Most likely requested it. But going back after, that's going to pass the race lead over to the 44 of Michael Laraya.
Yep, Michael Laraya is going to go ahead and lead a lap here. And Tommy Amasi did lead a lap, so he'll get that bonus point. New race leader to 44, Michael Laraya. Looks like he is going to start on the inside. Joseph Tice on the outside. Adam de Blasio, Austin Hartenfels in the second row. Carl Shedd, Trevor Rapolo, row 3. Riley Grant Davis and Nick Massey in row 4, and Michael Fennelson and Corey Hoover rounded out in row 5 as the pace car lights are now off. We are back to 1 to green, getting ready to go green flag racing once again.
Yep, this is a good time to study the moves of the 44. Michael Laraya, he was a 2-tire hero, one of the 2-tire heroes here tonight. Actually looks like he's the only 2-tired guy compared to everybody else who took 4 tires. So with that said, we will keep an eye on Michael Laraya and see exactly how it affects this machine. It might make it a little bit looser, very unstable due to the unbalance going on there. But we are now back 1 to green here, going green this time by for the second time here tonight. So it still can be anybody's game. The 5 of Joseph Tice will try his best to take what was rightfully his, which was that race in the pole position. So it's going to be battling very hard before the run is over. Pace car is off. Michael still holding pace speed. The backs off. He puts on the floor. He does catch the drivers off guard. The 5 Joseph Tice is quite the inside. By 21 of Adam de Blasio. Right behind is 29 of Austin Hartenfels trying to get to the inside. Yes, he gets the inside behind 21 of de Blasio to get around the 5 of Joseph Tice. The outside line is the worst place to be on a restart because you do lose a lot of time. You get caught sleeping, but the 5 of Tice does propel past 21 of de Blasio off the exit of 2, entering turn 3, successfully clears him.
Yeah, it looks like that outside lane's coming into effect. We have seen a lot of drivers down on the inside there kind of drop back, so looks like that hot line might be the place to be right now. So we'll find out here, but right now, Michael Laraya out front with Joseph Tice, Austin Hartenfels, and Adam de Blasio, and Carl Shedd rounded out your top 5.
Yeah, Dave, usually the outside line comes into play later on in the run. But here early on, we do have the outside line working. As you see, Austin Hartenfels made the pass against the 21 of de Blasio, and it actually worked. So he went from 4th place to 3rd place, bumping de Blasio down to 4th place. And now behind Austin Hartenfels, we do have 45 of Carl Shedd, who was trying to make the same move as the 29 of Hartenfels to get on 29 of de Blasio, but it looks like de Blasio goes back up high, has the momentum off the exit of 2 with a slingshot.
Yeah, it looks like you want that high lane to get that blast off of the turn, as we are seeing a lot of drivers getting that slingshot coming out of the turn. But it looks like they're pretty much single file here, back towards the back of the field. Though we do have some double wide, while the rest of the field up front is single file. So we still have a little bit of racing action going on. But once again, ladies and gentlemen, it is a long race, 119 laps left.
Yeah, speaking of side-by-side, Bronson Stafford makes the pass successfully against the 12 of Downton Alexander. And now his next victim, oh, actually, he made a pass against the 33 of Corey Hoover. Corey Hoover right now is a man on a mission, trying his best to get around both drivers. The 18 of Walker Thomas and 39 of Bronson Stafford. Bronson Stafford goes to the inside line to avoid, to defend his spot against the 18 of Walker Thomas, who is all over his back bumper here in the turns. So off turn number 2, we do see Walker trying his best to set up 39 of Stafford, but Stafford with a big power move off the exit of 2, and now hunting the other 12 of Downton Alexander.
I tell you, these guys are putting down some quick lap times. Taking a look here, our race leader with a 29.790, but Joseph Tice, second place, is on his back bumper, just about a tenth faster than him last lap. Here comes the 5, Joseph Tice looking to the inside. Michael Laraya gets that run off of the turn, is able to put a little gap in between them.
So 9 laps the last time Laraya last pitted in with everybody else with his 2-tire pit stop. So so far still doing an amazing job. So if he in the next 10 laps, if he does not fall short, then we can finally make a conclusion that the 2-tire pit stop did not make any difference whatsoever, because he's still doing an amazing job against the 5 of Joseph Tice. For the back in the pack, 37 of Tom Story, right behind 33 of Corey Hoover, who is single fouls this week. And right now we have Story all over the 33 of Hoover, and Hoover most likely feeling the pressure and right at the outside line, trying to save some tires for the long run.
Right behind them, there's the 25 Corey Blevins getting around the 18 of Walker Thomas, as Tanner likes to call him Walker Texas Ranger Thomas. But Walker Thomas there now in 17th position, but he's got Justin Munsell right behind him, Eric de Blasio and Ryan Dyson all sitting there in the top 20, just kind of buying their time right there in the 62. Andrew Cardinal in 21st, Tom Bourne 22nd. Marvin Wingfield still running good, pretty good right here, running back in 23rd position. Robert Kenny in 24th, and Joe Lawrence 25th, and Tommy Amassi bringing up the field in 26th.
And Dave had a very, very big checkup on the outside line, causing 25 of Corey Blevins, 18 Walker Thomas to get around the 33 of Corey Hoover, and the 2 of Justin Mercer, as though they're sitting on jack stands. And behind them, some 3 wide, no, back double wide. The 20 making moves. That will be the 20 of Eric de Blasio, got around 37 of Tom Story. And now his next victim is the 2 of Justin Mansell. Justin trying his best to make some moves on the outside line, being pushed, being helped by 37 of Tom Story. But right on the inside, still the 20 of de Blasio trying his best to make a name here early on, getting 10 spots this far, starting 28th, and so far being shown at the 18th place spot. Loses spot to the 2 of Justin Mansell, gets way loose off the exit of turn 2.
Yeah, he is definitely making the moves there. You can't count out the 28 machine of Ryan Dyson back here. He is running nice and strong. Looks like right here in the back is where the biggest battle it is. Looking at the front of the field, they're all pretty single file. Kind of spread out a little bit, but these guys are side by side, still battling it out here. 13 laps since the last pit stop. Only 1 caution so far here tonight. We are still being led by the 44, Michael Laraya. Joseph Tyson second. Arthur Hartfield's rounded out top 3 right now. Just running back here in 3rd, just kind of riding his line, racing his race.
And Laraya's been doing an amazing job of keeping the 5 of Tice behind him, but Tice is tired of riding and is on the inside of 44 of Laraya for the race lead. Side by side they go. Laraya might propel past the exit of 2. Yes, he does with slingshot and clears him successfully before the entrance to turn number 3. But the 5 of Tice hasn't had enough. He drives it in way hard on the inside of entering turn 3. Off turn 4, he just might still propel or try and at least get around 44 of Laraya. But Laraya once again slingshot off the outside line and still going to maintain his race lead.
I tell you, Sean, I got to give these drivers credit. I mean, the speeds they're running and how they're holding their cars on this track. Let's actually go on the onboard here with Joseph Tice. Let's take a look here from the cockpit view. Let's see how he works that wheel as he is battling the 44 of Michael Laraya.
That was a very, very sweet exit, but looks like Joseph Tice still going on the inside, the middle lane. He's going low to middle, while Laraya going from middle up to high lane. But so far, Laraya still doing an amazing job. And Dave, if Joseph continues this strategy of his of middle to low, he will end up burning his stuff up, and Laraya will propel past him in the long run.
Yeah, that's a chance you take, but I mean, unless Joseph Tice knows something here. Let's go back here through the field here. We got another battle with Adam de Blasio. He is now fighting the 45 of Carl Shedd. Carl Shedd running that outside line. Adam de Blasio on the inside there. Carl Shedd is going to complete the pass here. coming out of turn number 2.
And Carl Shed did start in 2nd place tonight and currently being shown in the 5th place spot. So he is trying to get back up there the best he can. And so far the leaders are catching up to a slow machine. Gonna try and get a name on the machine. 78 of Joe Lawrence. Joe Lawrence had an unfortunate incident with the 8 of Chris Wright early on that brought the first and only caution this far. And Joe Lawrence was on pit road for a while, getting some damage fixed. And that machine has seen better days, but it is still going nice and strong, pushing about 193 miles an hour max speed, before entering turn number 3. And unfortunately, we have lost the driver, the 8 of Chris Wright, who had some bad luck off the exit of 4 for the first caution.
Looks
side
like
by side.
The 33 of Corey Hoover down on pit road.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if that is a scheduled pit stop, but something tells me it just might be a little bit too early because he only had about 19 laps on his tires. And we had a position change between the 29 of Austin Hartenfels and the 45 of Carl Shed. Austin bumped down to 4th place. Carl Shed up to 3rd place. His next victim, the 5 of Joseph Tice. Oh, actually scratched that. Dave lead change has occurred. 44, Michael O'Reilly lost the lead to the 5 of Joseph Tice, this time by on lap 29. So Larry maybe might have burnt up his stuff or just let him by to start riding.
Yeah, it's still early, Sean. We are on lap 29, 105 laps to go. I tell you, one thing I love about watching this league, ladies and gentlemen, is we are going to see green flag pit stops. I promise you that. Also, if this is a league that you look interested in and wanting to join, definitely check them out. Upper Edge Racing, you can check them out at their website, upperedgeracing.com. Definitely go give them a check. You can also check on the standings and see where your favorite driver is definitely standing. So definitely give them a shout out, as this is a great league, great drivers, a lot of talent, and a lot of battles throughout all these races we've done so far.
Oh, absolutely. So many amazing drivers, which makes the competition even stiffer. And then, unfortunately, we have a driver who has some damage on the right side. It's going to be 39 of Bronson Stafford. Last time we checked on Bronson, he had a brand new machine, not a single scratch on it. But looks like he must have had an encounter with one of the walls, most likely off the exit of 2. Because in practice, I noticed a lot of drivers getting loose, getting very pushy, very tight, actually, off the exit of 2 and meeting the wall. So that most likely is what happened to Bronson Stafford, but he is still going nice and strong, trying his best to counter the damage with his heavy foot.
Yeah, you gotta have a heavy foot here because these speeds are 190. Oh, caution out on the racetrack.
Oh, we have the 20 of Eric de Blasio on his lid, flipping in every single direction possible with the after making contact with the 25 of Corey Blevins. Let's back up on Eric de Blasio and see what happened.
Well, as we focus here on the 20 of Eric de Blasio, looks like he tried to dig it 3 wide. Nope, 2 wide, but makes contact with Corey Blevins there. He goes for a ride. Let's jump in the cockpit view of that as he goes airborne here. Is the incident between him and Corey Blevins, both of them up into the wall. Oh, that's making me dizzy, Sean.
Oh, very, very dizzy. Just imagine what exactly was going through at that moment. Yeah, that is very unfortunate indeed for both drivers involved, Corey Blevins and Eric de Blasio, who had no choice but to get his machine towed down to pit road. I'm looking at him on pit road right now. His hood is missing, and pretty much everything on the front end is missing. So his pit crew is going to have a lot of work to do. Hopefully they can be able to get that thing back up and running before the race is over, because the race is still young. 101 laps remaining this far. But going back up front, we are still being led by Joseph Tice, leading everybody down pit road this time by. And the last time they pitted in was about 25 laps ago. So everybody at this point is, and most likely, should, and most likely is going to go down pit road.
Yep, I think the only person going to stay out is the 33 of Corey Hoover, who is currently 1 lap down. Also the 78 of Joe Lawrence, he's 5 laps down, so they are going to stay out. Is the 33 of Corey Hoover is going to get the wave around the pace car. Lucky Dog back on the lead lap. 33, Corey Hoover back on the lead lap.
Yeah, great job by Corey Hoover. And now that's enough motivation for him to be competitive with everybody else for the race lead at least. Because if you guys remember correctly, he was one of the drivers who had an early green flag pit stop. But fortunately enough, he was able to get back on the lead lap. And this does give us some time for a race interview. So let's focus on the 44 of Michael Araya. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are being joined by the 44 of Michael Araya in the Dre Broadcasting booth. Good up there, Michael.
Yeah, I got you guys.
How are you doing tonight?
Not bad, not bad. I got a strong piece tonight. Just trying to stay up front.
Oh, 10-4, glad to hear that. And Michael, tonight you were one of the two tire heroes during the first caution that we had. I was actually thinking that it was going to affect your machine and make it even very unstable and make it way looser than it actually was. How was it handling during the two tire hero move?
Honestly, not bad. I was kind of surprised. I was holding off Joey there for a long time, but eventually those 4 tires I had made the difference. But it's definitely something I'm going to keep in the back of my mind for later on in the race if we do have a short dash to the finish.
Oh, copy that. That does make a lot of sense. And how's the machine handling? Because I noticed a couple of drivers getting mighty loose, very, very loose, especially entering turn 3.
Yeah, it's driving pretty good for me. The main thing is you really got to be patient on entry. You got to let off a little bit earlier to get that good middle off for the exit. But it's definitely easy though to have the car step out on you. But as the run goes on though, and the track is rubbering up, it is starting to get a little bit tight on the bottom in 3 and 4. So I started to move my lineup in 3 and 4, and it seemed to help me a little bit.
Oh, that does make a lot of sense, because you notice, yep, you're running the middle to high line while Joseph Tice behind you was running the middle to low lane there. That difference, that now makes a lot of sense. But buddy, doing an amazing job this far. You started sixth place, currently second, gaining 4 spots this far. And Michael, you are sitting 3rd place in points. Should I expect to hopefully see you have your first win here tonight at Las Vegas?
Oh, I sure hope so. That'd be awesome with the Profile Machine products on board. So I'd love to get a win here tonight for them.
Well, buddy, you are now back 1 to green, 2nd place, starting right behind the pace car on the outside line, and keep doing exactly what you're doing. And good luck to you, buddy. Make us proud.
All right, thank you.
And that was the 44 of Michael Araya with Flat Out Motorsports, where we are now back 1 to green this time by still being led by Joseph Tice. Right behind him is the 45 of Car Shed on the inside line. On the outside, the 44 Michael Araya with the help of the 29 of Austin Hartenfels this time by. So last time we had a 25, actually 22 to 23 green flag run, 23 lap green flag run. So this time we're going to have an even longer one. We're going to see some green flag pits. I actually forgot to ask him what the pit window was. We are about to find out.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to, Sean. You know, that's one of my favorite things about racing. Love watching the green flag pit stops. Is the pace car is now coming out of turn number 3 and 4, getting ready to go back green flag racing here at Las Vegas. As the pace car brings them out of 4, waiting to dip down into pit road. There he goes, down into pit road, waiting on the green flag. Joseph Tice leading this start. He gets hard on that throttle. Michael Araya giving a good charge on the outside, but he is going to be passed by the 45. Carl Shed coming into turn 1.
Yep, rough start from Michael Araya. He has been overtaken by Car Shed and 21 of Adam DeBlasio, going from 2nd place to 4th place in 1 lap. And so by 29 of Austin trying to make some moves against 44 Michael Araya, trying to take advantage of him before turn 3. Looks like he tossed it in hard to the inside of 21 of DeBlasio for the 3rd place spot. But DeBlasio powers off the exit of 4 with a little bit of looseness on that machine. He got a little bit squirrel, was able to hang on to it. Lost a little bit of speed and still side by side of 29 of Hartenfels. On the outside line so far, 44 Araya still trying to make it work nice and strong. He did talk about how the outside line was his preferred race group in the later stages, and he is propelling past the 29 of Hartenfels. Hartenfels is burning up his stuff right now, trying to hold up 44 Leroy. At the same time, Leroy is saving tires while still challenging the 29 of Hartenfels. And for the back of the pack, 28 of Ryan Dyson, taking it easy, taking away 2 of Justin Monsono, going back down to single file. And Justin trying his best to figure out a way to set up the 28 of Dyson.
Yeah, it looks like pretty much the field back to single file here. We are just getting settled in for the first quarter of this race. 95 laps to go. We are here for the Profile Machine Products 200 at Las Vegas with the Upper Edge Racing guys in the Profile Machine Products Cup Series powered by R-Expression.
And David, a driver for the back in the pack, the 19 of Marvin Wingfield, was just pretty much riding, going to the back on purpose. But after beginning of attempt by the 33 of Corey Hoover, he has upped his game, keeping the 39 of Bronson Stafford and the 62 of Andrew Cardinal right behind him, who are battling side by side for position number 20, actually position number 19. They seem to be side by side off turn 4. 62 of Cardinal just might have him. Oh, drag race. That still gave it to the 39 of Bronson Stafford by nose here.
Yeah, these guys are battling out. I mean, they're all over the track here, going up to the 7th place position. The 9 of Trevor Rapolo there. He has got the 48 of Nick Massey behind him. The 14 of Michael Fennelson in front of him. So he's got some competition to get around. Looks like Michael Fennelson just watching the battle in front of him. Almost 3 wide here with Austin Hartenfels.
And Austin Hartenfels was riding both lanes, trying to get some drag from both sides, just pretty much trying to study which lane was faster, and chose for the 45 of Carl Shed past 44 of Michael Araya. And he does make the pass successful against Araya, bumping him down from, let's see, about 3rd place down to 4th place. So we'll be trying, actually, that's going to be from 3rd place down to 5th place, because Hartenfels did also get around him. As we speak, so Ryan most likely just trying to take it easy, trying to set himself up for the long run, letting these guys battle while they can.
Yeah, most definitely is. We are now 91 laps to go. Still looking at these lap times, still about mid 29 second lap times. So they are kicking off about a lap every 30 seconds. So I tell you what, we may have 91 laps to go, but if we stay green flag racing with these lap times, Sean, these laps are going to tick down in a hurry.
Absolutely, yep. And those green flag, once those green flag pit stops kick in, it's going to make things even extra interesting. Because like Dave likes to say, the green flag pit stops do separate the men from the boys. And Dave, so far, a lot of drivers moving up to the top 10, top 5. We do have the 14 of Michael Fennelson, all the way from 15th place to 6th. We have the 18 of Walker Thomas from the 27th place to the 11th, so far being the heaviest mover in tonight's race.
Yeah, most definitely, but Joseph Tice is dominating so far out there, leading 24 laps. Michael Araya leading 18, and Tommy Amassi leading 1. So just 3 lead changes, I do believe. Let me take a look here. Yep, only 3 lead changes so far here tonight in the first 45 laps. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take this time to take a quick commercial break, give everybody a chance to refill their drinks, refill their snacks, get a word from some sponsors, and we'll be right back.
Racing, you wanted the best, you got them for abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show under the world of outlaws.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Profile Machine Products 200 here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway with the Upper Edge Racing Profile Machine Products powered by our Expression Cup Series. Well, going back to the race, we have an incident. Unfortunately, the 19 of Marvin Wingfield did get a piece of the wall. He tagged the wall off turn number 2 and went down to the apron and smacked the wall there and blew his motor as a result. And unfortunately, because of that, he's now on pit road. And his pit crew is hard at work, so hopefully they'll be able to get that machine back up and running before the race is over, because the race is still young. 83 laps remaining, still being led by Joseph Tice, Adam de Blasio 2nd, Carl Shed 3rd, Austin Hartenfels 4th, and Michael Araya rounding up the top 5.
Yeah, it looks like Michael Araya and Austin Hartenfels are having a battle themselves here as Michael Araya on the inside. Austin Hartenfeld's on the outside. He's going to complete the pass, but right behind him is the 14 of Michael Fendelson wanting to get in on this action as well.
Yep, the more they battle, the more the 14 of Fendelson pulls in, the more he smiles, and he will catch up to them and maybe benefit from one of their mistakes. This is the 44 of Lares going to inside line against 29 of Hartenfels, who gets slingshot off turn 2 and clears him successfully before the entrance to turn 3.
You know, Sean, I think I know what time it is. Do you know what time it is? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to crank it up. Let you hear these engines roar at 190 plus mile here at Las Vegas. So let's crank it up.
Well, that was the Crank It Up camera right there, ladies and gentlemen, courtesy of the Dre Broadcasting Network with David Everly. I'm going to say David White for whatever reason. We have some battles going. 14 of Michael Fendelson. Dave now pouncing the 44 of Michael Araya side by side, entering turns 1 and 2. Araya still on the inside line off turn 4. Fendelson does propel. 29 Hartenfels roadblock. He goes to the inside, 3 wide. No, back double wide. The 14 is not challenging the 29 of Hartenfels.
Yeah, he had to go on the inside there as he got that great run off the turn. Austin Hartenfels came up to try to shut that door, and Finn Lawson had no choice but to go to the inside as they are staying side by side. But looky there, that 44 Michael Araya goes, not so fast, fellas. I'm still here just waiting.
And look at that, Dave. Another driver poking his nose into this battle of the 9 of Trevor Rapolo right behind Austin Hartenfels. So 2 drives on the inside, 2 drives on the outside line, almost like a super speedway. But 9 of Rapolo does end up backing it down, goes back down to the behind the 44 Araya, then back up high to his outside line to get a slingshot before turn 1. Unfortunately, we've lost our 2 drivers, Corey Blevins and Marvin Wingfield. But definitely do look forward to seeing these drivers back again next week at Martinsville Speedway for the Martinsville 250. Rapolo is now back, trying his best for the fastest race line. So far seems to be the inside line behind 44 of Araya. But Hartenfels still making his presence known. Right behind is another 48 of Nick Maas poking his nose into this battle. It's going to be a battle for between 3 drivers. Now back to the 2. It's going to be Hartenfels and the 9 of Rapolo. And for the back in the pack, Dave, the 88 of Joshua L. Adams here is right behind 18 of Walker Thomas, but right behind him is the 30 of Adam Ferry.
Yeah, we got some hard chargers here, but take a look here, Sean. We are some drivers 25, some 24 laps. Probably within the next 10 to 15 laps, we may start seeing some green flag pit stops here, because I tell you, these guys pushing 190 mile an hour, definitely sucking that gas tank dry.
Yep, once those pit stops kick in, we're gonna be seeing a lot of different strategies. Some drivers will pit in the first chance they get, and some will rather run the tanks dry. But those all come with benefits and disadvantages, depending on the strategy. And if a caution were to come out and ruin some drivers' pit strategies, but some drivers do take caution into consideration. As we speak right now, yep, 27 laps on their tires this far, just like David talked about 10 to 13 more laps before we most likely start seeing green flag pit stops, because we are a little bit skeptical or a little bit doubtful about the what the pit window might be. And Hardenfeld's Dave is losing spots left and right. Most likely has burned up his stuff from racing too hard early on in the top 3.
Well, Sean, we're about reaching the halfway point of tonight's race. Got about 7 to 6 more laps before we hit the halfway point here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So, I mean, this race is coming down in a hurry. So far, only 2 cautions tonight, 8 laps. Taking a look here, still only 3 lead changes. But fastest lap of the night is being set by the pole sitter, the race leader, the 5, Joseph Tice, with a 29.645. Taking a look here, nobody else has ran a 29.6 here tonight, so he is he's the only one with the 29. Oh wait, never mind. Adam de Blasio ran a 29.685, so he is still right about 2/10 slower on fastest lap than the 5 of Joseph Tice.
And speaking of Joseph Tice, Dave, his lead just keeps getting nothing but bigger with every lap again. Second place driver 45 of Cara Sheda, driver on in the wall, on the apron actually. That's going to be the gonna try and get a number 62 of Andrew Cardino. I'm not sure what happened to Andrew, but he is Andrew Speed and going down pit road this time by.
Well, we are going to have to pull it up here on the Dre Broadcasting replay. Let's see if we can see what happened to the 62 of Angel Cardinal here. As we are going to go back on the replay here and see if we can see exactly what happened. Looks like coming out of turn. Oh, maybe some contact there. Didn't see the car number quite, but let's wind that back here and see if we can see the 62 and the 54. I'm not sure if it was contact made, but the 62 up into the outside wall. Heavy front end damage down on pit road.
Yep, that was contact between him and the 54 of Tom Bourne. Very unfortunate indeed for both drivers involved, especially Andrew Cardinal getting the worst end of that deal. Is on pit road this time by getting some damage fixed. That wasn't too bad of an impact, so he should be able to be back up and running before too long. And the machine is still running. It's just that with that impact, it most likely is going to affect the rotation of the machine through the turns, which can make it very deadly, and it's going to cause him to take the turns at a very, very slow pace, which could be very, very dangerous for other drives on the track. And with one driver pitting in 33 of Corey Hoover with 30 laps on his tires this time by.
Well, while we were in that instant replay, the 28 of Ryan Dyson did come down pit road as well. Eric de Blasio, he is actually 32 laps down, still on pit road. As you said, Corey Hoover down on pit road now, so looks like the pit window's kind of opening. So, but the question is when are the leaders going to come down?
Yep, once that leader pits in, everybody, or I should say majority of the field, will follow his lead, because most drivers like to do what the leader does, so they can better determine the outcome of their actions. And as we speak, his lead is now above, let's see, 0.8 of a second ahead of the second place driver, Cara Shed. Last time we checked, it was about 0.6, so he has gained 0.2 in the last 5 to 6 laps. Going for the back in the pack, we do have the 48 of Nick Mas. Nick Mas has come a long way tonight. He did find his way back in the pack after the first caution, and is now back in 7th place behind the 9 of Fevero Polo for position number 6. At the same time, for the back in the pack, the 18 of Walker Thomas being shown in 9th place, trying to hold up the 88 of Joshua Adams.
Well, Sean, we are halfway through tonight's race. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Already, half of the race has been completed. As we are getting ready in for second round pit stops here. Taking a look, the 18 of Walker Thomas down on pit road. Also, the 24 of Raleigh Grant Davis down on pit road for some green flag pit stop.
Yep, this is going to definitely influence the rest of the field to start thinking about when to pit in. We have the 29 of Austin Hartenfeld saying he's pitting in this time by... let's focus on the 29 of Hartenfeld's right on his in car if possible, so just so we can watch him pit. Oh, he slows it down. A very dangerous place there off the exit of 4. He backs it down in time. Gets a little bit loose there due to a wheel lockup. But he finally successfully makes down pit road with the help of with 44 of Michael Araya right in front of him. Trevor Polo as well pitting in this time by letting everybody know behind him. They do try their best to try. Oh, he dips off right before 48 Nick Mas gets to him. That could have been ugly.
I tell you, man, these guys are having a hard time getting these machines slowed down to pit speed, which is tonight at 50 mile an hour is pit speed. So, or is that 60? No, it's 60 mile an hour pit speed here. So, you got to be careful.
Yeah, backing it down from 175 miles an hour plus down to 50. Yeah, it's actually 50 debut. Had it right the first time. So it definitely is quite a challenge, and you do have to be careful. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, a race is won or lost. So I should say can be won or lost on pit road. Well, going back up front, Joseph Tice has pitted in, and Nick Mas taking over the race lead this time.
Yep, Nick Mas, our new race leader. Joshua Adams second, Adam Ferry third, Bronson Stafford fourth, Tom Story rounding out your top 5 right now. But looks like our top 7 drivers still need to come down to pit. That is also going to include Robert Kenny and Tommy Amassi.
I've been spoken much of Robert Kenny here tonight, but he is an amazing driver as well. And is being shown currently in the 7th place spot, starting in the 18th place position. He's one of the drivers who just stays in the back, keeps a low profile, and gets up to the front when it really matters the most. And Ryan gets with him with a 12 of Dalton Alexander, who is 1 lap down due to him have pitted in and is now way faster because of the new set of tires, way more grip. But going back up front, so far only the top 5 drivers still need to pit in. Yep, Tommy Master, Robert Kenny, Bronson Stafford, Joshua Adams, and Nick Mas are the only drivers left to pit in. And Dave, this is now lap number 40 on Nick Mas's tires. So the pit window, it's safe to say it's in between maybe laps 40 and 45.
Well, he may be trying to extend it, but most of these drivers pitted right about 35 laps on their tires. So probably 35 to 43 laps is probably the most you can go. We are still waiting to see the 48 of Nick Mas. See if when he is going to come down pit road. He has now led the last 4 laps here at Las Vegas.
And one of the 5 drivers pulling off 39 of Bronson Stafford down pit road with 40 laps on his tires. Nick Mas stays high, letting the faster traffic by. That's a 5. Previous race leader 5 of Joseph Tice, 44 Michael Araya right in this mix. 45 Carl Shed, 33 Corey Hoover, 24 Riley Grant Davis, 78 of Joe Lawrence, the 88 of Joshua Adams. So these drivers are going to lose a lot of time the longer they stay out.
Well, let's take a look here, Sean. We got 59 laps to go. Most of these drivers pitted with 35 laps. So it looks like we are going to have 1 more pit stop to be able to make it the remainder of the race if we stay green flag racing. So far here tonight, 2 cautions. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Dre Broadcasting Network as we bring you live action for the Profile Machine Products 200 here by Upper Edge Racing. The Profile Machine Products Cup Series powered by our Expression at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So these guys are putting on a heck of a clinic here. 58 laps remaining, still being led by the 48 Nick Massey. 42 laps since his last pit stop. So well, maybe he's going to prove me wrong about the pit window, Sean.
Yeah, most definitely Dave could be, or maybe he's trying to play the track position game, hoping for a caution. Because if that caution comes out, it will catch him at a very good time, but catches everybody else at a very bad time. And Dave, most of the drivers who pitted in were able to get their laps back the hard way by getting 148 of Nick Mas. Man, this is not a good thing for Nick Mas, because once they get around, since they got around him, they are gaining a lot of time, gaining about, let's see, 1 to 2 seconds every single lap.
Yeah, most definitely. So he is going to have to come down on pit road. So we are going to keep focused on our race leader, 48, Nick Massey, waiting for him to come down pit road. Nope, he is going to go another time around. That is going to put 45 laps on his tires since his last pit. I wonder how far he can extend it.
And speaking of Nick Mas, Dave, due to him staying out for way too long, those tires are definitely gone. His speeds in the turns are very, very low, about, let's see, 10 to 20 miles an hour slower. That is a very big disadvantage. Plus, the drivers behind him, the faster drivers, are catching up to him at a very, very fast rate. So, yeah, he has his fingers crossed, hoping for a caution so he can be able to save him at this point.
Well, it looked like he was maybe going to make it down on pit road. Nope, he is going to stay out for another lap. But the only problem is this is letting Joseph Tice catch him. Joseph Tice now only 22 seconds behind the race leader. As that is getting smaller every second here, now down to 21.5. So he is just eating away at that lead. Nick Massey, Joshua Adams, Robert Kenny, and Tommy Massey still need to pit here for their green flag pit stops here on lap 79. 55 laps to go here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
And for the back in the pack, Dave, Austin Hartenfeld's making some moves as we speak. Getting around 33 of Corey Hoover, his next victim. 21 of Adam de Blasio for position number 9. So he is trying his best to get up to the best he can. He was up there before the green flag pit stops kicked in. He did fall back to the back of the pack due to bad tire wear from him pushing it way too hard. So right now he is trying his best to get up to the best he can to be as close to leader of the 5 of Joseph Tice, so the upcoming leader of the 5 Joseph Tice. Before this thing cycles through right now, Joseph Tice being shown 19 seconds behind Nick Mas, from 22 to 19 seconds in only 1 lap. So that's some bad news. Actually, that Tommy Massey going down pit road this time back with 45 laps on his tires. Yep, Nick Mas coming up to 48 laps on his tires. So Nick Mas, Joshua Adams, Robert Kenny, all still need to pit in, the top 3 drivers.
I think I know what the 48's doing. I don't know if it's going to work, but I think I know what he's doing. We got 52 laps remaining as he just now crossed the start-finish line. We know these guys are going to have to pit one more time. Joseph Tice and all of them. I think he's trying to extend it to where this his next pit stop will be his final pit stop. So 48, Nick Massey, I think he is playing a dangerous game of fuel mileage here, as he has now led the last 12 laps here at Las Vegas. So he is just trying to he's trying to win it on fuel mileage is what he's doing, as we are now 51 laps to go.
Oh, Dave, that's a very, very good point. I am glad you caught that. Yep. Since he'll be able to make it all the way, I mean, now he knows he's going to be able to make it all the way at this point, but everybody else behind them still will need to pit one more time. So he's going to be able to gain all this time back once everybody else pits in for their final pit stops, because this one is going to be his first and final pit stop of tonight's race. Very, very smart. Looks like only him and Joshua Adams are now left to pit in. We have Kenny down pit road as we speak for his green flag pit stop of tonight's race. And now, Dave, Nick Mas is icy loose on the track.
Yeah, he's gonna have to come down pit road. I mean, now that we know he can do 50 laps, there's 50 laps remaining. He needs to come down, get his tires, get his fuel, get back out on the track. But no, he is gonna stay out. He's gonna go one more time.
52 laps on his tires this time by. Very, very impressive. Let's see, Joseph Tice is now being shown 12 seconds behind Nick Mas. So it went from 19 seconds down to 12 seconds in a matter of only 3 laps, now down to 11 seconds. So right now he's not worried about that. It is very intimidating for Nick Mas and Joshua Adams, but they do have something going here. He's just slowing down. Nope, he powers off turn 4, going around one more time, 53 laps on his tires.
Well, I think my estimate of 43 laps max you could go, I think he just proved me a liar, Sean.
He definitely did. Absolutely. And Dave, some battles. A lot of drivers have caught each other. 29 Austin Hartenfeld, the 78 of Joe Lawrence, 14 of Michael Fenelson, 12 Adam de Blasio, 24 of Riley Grant Davis, all side by side as we speak, back in the 6th place spot through 10.
Well, Sean, what I would call this is the hornet's nest. you have got 5 wicked fast drivers, 5 wicked fast cars, all right up within each other. So the only bad thing, something bad happens, you're not going to be able to miss it. But we are going to keep an eye on this Hornet's Nest as Nick Massey went around again. He is now 54 laps. But I tell you, Joseph Tice is catching him. He has caught it down to 7.6 seconds behind the 48 of Nick Massey.
And the new leaders to be are being shown 8 seconds behind Nick Mas. So it's only a matter of time before they catch up to him. The 24 of Riley Grant Davis back in the pack, trying his best to fight for dear life. 29 Hartenfeld drifts way wide, but that machine did push. Holy cow, that was almost ugly. 24 of Riley Grant was able to back off that in time to avoid causing trouble. Great job by these drivers. And the 9 of Trevor Polo on the inside has been 8 of Joe Lawrence, not for position, as Lawrence powers off the exit of 2, right behind 29 of Hartenfeld.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, you are watching the Dre Broadcasting Network. If you like what you are seeing, you like what you're hearing, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Let us know that you enjoy what we're doing, because this is what we do. We do it so the fans can watch these drivers battle it out night in, night out here on the Dre Broadcasting Network. Taking a look here, the 48 Nick Massey still out on the track. Also, nope, looks like Joshua Adams. Yep, no, he is not going down pit road. Actually, I do believe I am wrong. He is on pit road. Only one left to pit is the 48 of Nick Massey. He is now 57 laps since his pit. He can make it the rest of the race. That would only give him 44 laps to go here. He needs to come down on pit road, because here comes Joseph Tice, only less than 3 seconds behind him. Nick Massey stays out for another lap, but Joseph Tice, Michael Lariah, Carl Shedd, Michael Fennelson, Adam de Blasio, Austin Hartenfeld, all starting to catch him, all under 1 second behind him. So he has got a Hornet's Nest en route.
Yep, and once Nick Mas pits in, he will go 1 lap down. Yep, he backs off this time by going down pit road with about, let's see, 58 laps on his tires. And that now finally cycles out the green flag pit stops, the first round of green flag pit stops here tonight for the Profile Machine Products 200 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have 42 laps remaining this time by. So we'll take a second commercial break of tonight's race, so you guys can get your second round of popcorn and refreshments. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Don't let your first date be your last. Visit People Against Distracted Driving at PADD.org.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Profile Machine Products 200 here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway with Upper Edge Racing Profile Machine Products powered by our Expression Cup Series. Well, going back to the race, we were being led by Joseph Tice, but looks like we are now having our second round of green flag pit stops. So that passed the race lead over to the 24 of Riley Grant Davis. Riley Grant leading his first lap of tonight's race on lap 101, being challenged by the 44 Michael Lariah, who just pitted in as we spoke. And Nick Mass is now at a very, very good advantage this far because he will not have to pit in anymore. But we do have 33 laps remaining, so they just might be able to gain a lot of time on him and get around him again before the race is over, because a lot of laps to be completed. And the tire is very, very strong at this track, so it's going to make things very, very interesting for the 48 of Nick Mass and everybody out there included. Adam Ferry being shown second, Joseph Tice third, Carl Shed fourth, and Michael Fenelson in the fifth place spot so far in the top five. Actually, that just changed. Riley Grant Davis still leading, Adam Ferry second, Joshua Adams third, Bronson Stafford fourth, and Nick Mass in that fourth place position. And Michael Araya right now being shown in the ninth place spot, going as hard as he can as we speak.
Well, actually, it just updated right now. Riley Grant Davis out front. Joshua Adams second. Nick Massey third. Bronson Stafford fourth. Tom Story in fifth. Robert Kenny sixth. Michael Araya seventh. Tommy Massey in eighth. Joseph Tice back in ninth position. And the 45 of Carl Shed rounding out your top 10. But ladies and gentlemen, we got 31 laps to go. However, Riley Grant Davis is going to need to pit. But looking at my pit window, Joshua Adams may be able to make it. Nick Massey, well, we know he can make it. Bronson Stafford is going to have to pit. Also, Tom Story is going to have to pit. Robert Kenny and Tommy Massey going to have to pit. So, this is going to be interesting. Is this pit strategy of the 48 of Nick Massey going to play out for him? Well, we are going to find out in just 30 short laps.
I am having my doubts for Nick Mass, Dave. It was looking very good in the beginning, but now not looking too good due to how many laps we have, just like we had talked about. But if a caution comes out, that will save Nick Mass. But if he's able to conserve his tires well enough, he should be able to take the race lead and not fall too far back. As we speak, he is being caught by Joseph Tice. Joseph Tice being shown 23 seconds behind him and gaining a few seconds on Mass almost every single lap. Carl Shed, and also it's going to be the 14 of Michael Fenelson. So fingers crossed for Nick Mass. And also that was down the field here. It was Adam J. Ferry, I believe. So we're going to see exactly how it plays out.
Oh, how exciting, Sean. Only 2 cautions here tonight. We have seen 2 rounds of green flag pit stops, but the story of the night, I'm sorry, but I am just all about fuel strategy, the 48 of Nick Massey. We've seen him go 57 laps on a fuel run. We are now 27 laps to go. He does not have to pit anymore. He is currently running in 3rd position. He is gaining on the 2nd place, the 88 of Joshua Adams, who should be able to make it also on fuel. But Rally Grant Davis is going to have to pit because I do not think he can go 67 laps on a tank of fuel. How is this going to play out? Can Michael Laraya and Joseph Tice catch Nick Massey? Oh, just so many questions. I don't... You know what? We got all those fans out there. We have all these viewers. Guys, hit up the chat. Let me know what you think. Let me know what driver you think is going to come away with the win. Do you think the pit strategy for Nick Massey is going to play off? Do you think Joseph Tice and Michael Laraya are just too fast? Let us know. We are keeping an eye on the chat. Let us know what you think.
Speaking of Nick Massey and Joshua Adams, Nick Massey's got around Joshua Adams, and they do have a 2-lap difference on their tires. Nick Massey having 2 laps less than Joshua Adams, so that just might play a little bit of a factor. As we speak, the 12 is on the inside of Adams. That will be the 12, Dalton Alexander, but Dalton is being shown 1 lap down, so he is getting his lap back the hard way as we speak.
I'm just... Right now, Sean, I don't know what to say.
Yep, at this point, it can go either way. It's all going to be about luck for Nick Massey and Joshua Adams. That's exactly what I'm thinking, but they definitely could prove us wrong because Nick Massey was handling the icy loose machine quite well with his 57-lap older tire fuel run.
You know, I was watching a race last night, Sean. I was watching OSR Network with Joe White. He was doing the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Xfinity Series. I seen a battle, and it came down to fuel. We had a driver, I think it was the 50 of Waylon Lamb, out front. He had the Superman, Jake Nichols, right behind him. They were battling. Waylon ran out of gas coming out of lap 2 on the white, or turn 2 on the white flag. Are we going to see something like this again tonight? I hope so, because that was exciting, but these guys are putting on an awesome show. So, Rally Grant Davis, 43 laps since his last pit stop. We got 23 laps remaining. Nick Massey in 2nd, 19 laps. Joshua Adams with 21. However, Michael Laraya, only 11 laps on his tires. In the 5 of Joseph Tice, only 11 laps. Do they have the tires to catch Nick Massey? Because I think Rally Grant Davis is gonna have to pit. The question is when. So, just so many variables. I don't know, Sean.
Absolutely, so many variables indeed. And looking at it right now, Dave, it's very unlikely for Joshua Adams and Nick Massey to run out of gas due to them pitting in with about 55 through 57 laps on their tires. And once the checkered flag flies, they will have about Nick Massey will have 43 laps on his tires compared to Joshua Adams, who will have 45 laps on his tires. So they're not going to run out of gas, but it's going to come down to the tire wear. And Joseph Tice is catching up to them. Joseph Tice, car shed, Michael Fenelson catching up to them at a very fast rate, almost gaining, let's see, 2 seconds every single lap. That is not pretty.
Well, Sean, we got one person out in the chat calling it. iKurti is saying Massey will win. He is calling it. He says Massey's pit strategy is going to get him the W here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We are now 20 laps to go. Can Nick Massey hold off the hard charging of Michael Laraya and Joseph Tice? Can the 88 hold him off? No, the 88 cannot hold off the 44 and the 5 as they go around him. So they are now in 3rd and 4th position, but they can see the 48 of Nick Massey. Rally Grant Davis, still 47 laps on his tires, 19 laps to go. Can Rally Grant Davis extend it and run an unprecedented almost 67 laps on a tank of fuel?
At this point, Nick Mas is going to be trying to get around a lot of drivers, namely Ryan Dyson right in front of him, and the 12 Dalton Alexander. First, he has to catch up to them, just so he can hopefully, he will be hoping that these lap drivers, the lap cars, slow down the leaders, the new leaders to be, if Nick Mas loses that race lead. But they are now all over him. As we see, 44, Michael Araya 5. Joseph Theis being shown about less than a second, within, let's see, 2 to 5 tenths of a second, right behind him in the 5. Joseph Theis side by side of 44 of Laraya. The 5 of Theis drops back down to the inside behind 44 of Laraya. Takes a 3 wide on Laraya and 48 of Nick Mas for the race lead. Oh, 5 of Theis gets loose off the apron. Was able to hang on to that machine, but the 44 of Laraya does make the pass successfully and takes over the race lead this time by.
Actually, he's not taking the race lead. That's for second, Sean. We still have Riley Grant Davis, who is right in front of Michael Araya. So it looks like Michael Araya, Joseph Theis were able to get around. Now, here's another question. Michael Araya, he is sitting in the second position. He has the 5 of Joseph Theis. They are gaining on our race leader, the 24 Riley Grant Davis. Now here's another question. Can the 5 of Theis get around Michael Araya? Can Michael Araya hold him off? As they are now going around the race leader, new race leader, Michael Araya, Joseph Theis right behind him, Ryan Dyson right there as well, trying to get back. Actually, he is currently... yeah, he is currently on the lead lap. So I don't know. I don't know how this is going to play out. Can Joseph Theis get to Michael Araya? Can Michael Araya hold him off? Can Nick Massey hold off and get... No, he got passed by the 45. Carl Shedd. Carl Shedd now in third. He is trying to track down Michael Araya and Joseph Theis. Sitting in fourth, Nick Massey. Riley Grant Davis fifth. Joshua Adams sixth. Michael Fennelson sitting in 7th, Adam de Blasio 8th, Trevor Rapolo 9th, Austin Hartenfeld rounding out your top 10, but these cars are all over as the 24 Riley Grant Davis down on pit road for his final green flag stop.
And Dave, I should say, speaking of Joseph Theis and Michael Araya, judging from what we had seen in the first green flag run, the one right before the first run of green flag pit stops, we noticed Joseph Theis was a very, very heavy competitor, very heavy opponent, very difficult opponent to beat in the long run. He was faster in the long run compared to faster than Michael Araya. So if it comes down to the long run, which it will be by the looks of it, Joseph Theis just might have him. But Araya so far is still doing an amazing job maintaining that race lead the best he can.
But here's the difference, Sean. We are now 13 laps to go. Joseph Theis knows this. He is going to push that Chevrolet SS of his even harder to get around the 44 Michael Araya than we saw earlier in the race, because that was just for the race lead, but there was still a whole lot of racing to go. These laps are ticking down. Joseph Theis knows this. Michael Araya knows this. Carl Shedd knows this. Our top 3 right now. Carl Shedd still just looking up there to that lead. He is hoping they battle, because if those two battle side by side, that is going to bring the 45 of Carl Shedd right up to him in that Ford Fusion. So, I mean, there's still a lot of variables. We could get a caution right now. We could bunch them all up and have to do this all over again. Anything's possible at the moment.
Yep, anything is possible. It's not over until it's over, and absolutely a battle for the race lead between Theis and Araya would be very beneficial for Carl Shedd. He is definitely hoping for that, praying for a battle between these two drivers so he can be able to pull them in. But at this point, he's actually pushing it very, very hard, and he's getting a little bit of time because he was being shown 1.1 seconds behind the leaders, but now he's being shown 9/10 of a second, 2/10 faster, 2/10 less than he was 2 laps ago. So he is really pushing that machine. He has found 5th gear. Oh, now down to 8/10 of a second. So Dave, Carl Shedd, he's a driver to look out for at this point.
Yeah, he may have just saved enough stuff there to be able to catch these two, because we are 10 to go. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. 10 to go here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Profile Machine Products 200. So we got 10 laps to go. How is this going to end? Nobody knows, because they are just going to battle it out to the end. We are currently being led by Michael Araya. Joseph Theis second. Carl Shedd is gaining on them in a hurry. He is almost to their back bumper. Only 4/10 behind him now.
And David, leaders are catching up to some lap traffic. The first driver in line is the 12 of Downton Alexander. After that, it's going to be the 39 of Bronson Stafford. So if the traffic does slow the leaders down enough, Carl Shed is going to benefit from it greatly. And looking at it right now, David has come down to what he talked about in the beginning. He talked about how Lariah seemed to be a little bit slower than Joseph Tice in the long run due to having way too many laps left in the race. But now it has come down to it, and Lariah is really keeping that gap very consistent and increasing it between him and Joseph Tice. So he is definitely motivated to get the job done here at this point. 8 laps remaining this far here in tonight's race. But Carl Shed all over them in the rearview mirror, all over Joseph Tice, that is. And he definitely is catching up in a hurry. Off turn number 4, they catch up to lap traffic. Lap traffic stays high. That's going to be Bronson Stafford. They go down to the inside, and he lets them by unharmed.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at the rest of the field, I'm not really seeing any other battles on the track here. They are all pretty much single file, spread out. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to stick here with our leaders. We are going to watch this battle as it brews, as we are 7 laps to go. Who is going to take it? Who wants to come away with a win? Right now, our top 3, Michael Lariah, Joseph Tice, Carl Shed, Nick Massey in 4th, about 4.7 seconds behind Carl Shed. Michael Fennelston, he is now catching the 48 of Nick Massey. So he is looking to jump here into the top 4. He is getting to the back bumper there of Nick Massey. But who is going to want this win? Oh, we have a race battle lead for the race battle. Here comes the 45 of Carl Shed as well. Joseph Tice on the inside. Michael Lariah on the outside. Side by side, cross the start-finish line. Michael Lariah is going to lead that lap. But they are still side by side here as we are now 5 to go.
Yep, Carl Shed's dreams, Carl Shed's prayers have finally been answered. They are battling heavily, and now he's going to propel, at least try to propel past the 5 of Joseph Tice due to having a better exit off turn 2. Goes back down to the inside, set himself up for the exit of 4. Yes, he goes back up. He's going to drop off both the 5 of Tice and the 44 of Michael Lariah. For the line of the 44 of Lariah, the 5 Tice goes back up high to block the run of 45 of Carl Shed. Oh, 5 Tice could try to take it outside of the 44 of Lariah. He's going to make it stick. Yes, he does. He's going to have a slingshot. Yes, he does with a slingshot. They switch lanes off turn 2.
Wow, he took that high line to the max there. He was inches from the wall, but here comes the 44, Michael Lariah on the inside. He is getting some help from the 45 of Carl Shed. 4 laps to go. As we cross the start-finish line, it'll be 3 laps to go. Let's take a look who led that right. Joseph Tice read that lap. 3 laps to go. We have a 3-car battle. The 5 of Joseph Tice getting up close and personal to that outside wall. Carl Shed going back and forth between Tice and Lariah. Oh wow, what a battle here.
And Dave, all night long, all race long tonight, I haven't once seen Joseph Tice use the outside line as much as he is now. And as we speak of 45 of Shed, all over the 44, Michael Lariah is inside for second place. He gets around him successfully off turn 2. Just might successfully have him, even though he already clears him. 44 Lariah might do the crossover move. No, he backed off the wall, did sneak up on him to avoid causing trouble, getting in trouble. He did end up losing the spot to 45 of Carl Shed.
Well,
look at that, David, lap driver trying to get his lap back. 24 of Riley Grimes. Davis, a faster machine, gets around 45 of Carl Shed. His next victim, the leader, the 5 of Joseph Tice.
Yeah, but look at this. We have 1 lap to go. We are on the white flag, ladies and gentlemen. Here for the Profile Machine Products 200 here at Las Vegas, being led by Joseph Tice, Carl Shed in 2nd, Michael Lariah 3rd. Michael Lariah now battling the 45 of Carl Shed. Carl Shed on the inside, Lariah on the outside. This is for 2nd place. Joseph Tice is going to come away with a win, but who is going to get 2nd? Michael Lariah is going to power off the turn and across the start-finish line. He is going to come in 2nd. Carl Shed 3rd. Michael Fennelston here will finish in 4th. Nick Massey, after a great pitch strategy, will finish in 6th position. I'm thinking, let me take a look here. Yes, he will finish in 6th because Adam de Blasio will round out your top 5.
Yep, Adam made the pass successfully against the 48 of Nick Mas off the exit of 4 for the checkered flag and snuck into the top 5. Great driving. It was an amazing race here tonight. 2 cautions and a lot of green flag pit stops. So many battles. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll be interviewing the top 3 drivers, Joseph Theis, Michael Arai, and Carl Shed. So stay tuned. We watch the 5 of Joseph Theis burning it down.
Crazy loose. About 2 laps before I passed you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are being joined by top 3 drivers, Joseph Theis, Michael Arai, and Carl Shed. We will start with last week's winner, the 45 of Carl Shed, tonight's 3rd place finisher. Pick up there, Carl.
Hey, thanks. I appreciate it.
How did tonight?
Yeah, good run tonight. A lot of long green flag runs. Good stuff.
Oh, absolutely, man. It was quite a performance on your part. Early on, you did go from about, let's see, 2nd place to 5th place, actually further back in the pack. Worked your way up to the 5th place spot. But tell us about your green flag pit stops tonight, because they did look a little bit, it didn't look too good for you after the first run.
Yeah, the first green flag pit stop, I was kind of scared to get on pit road. It's so slick, you know. So I thought it'd be better to maybe lose a half a second than lose the car there. So, you know, just trying to take it easy. And then the second run there, or I guess the next to last run, I was just trying to save tires just to see how much, you know, how much saving could get you. But it was too little, too late. So that last run, I pushed a little further, and I got there, and just, you know, you run out of time. And then of course we got lap cars trying to, you know, intervene in the outcome of the race too. So that's frustrating.
Oh, absolutely. I can only imagine, but it was an amazing job on your part when it came down to pit stops after the first one. You ended up figuring it out and ended up catching up to the race leaders towards the later stage of the race. And tell us about your battle between you and the 44, Michael Arai. Do you think there was anything differently you could have done there to better your chances?
Yeah, I had an opportunity to take the outside there and maybe be patient for another lap, but I saw Joseph getting away there for a minute, so I just tried to dive it in 3 as hard as I could and maybe, you know, hold off. But just, you know, the tires weren't quite there. I'd worked them so hard to get up there. So it was a pleasure to race with Michael as always, though, and Joseph. And I'm very happy for Joseph. You know, this is an important win for him. So I'll leave that to him to discuss why. But it's a good night and a good outcome.
Oh, copy that. It was an amazing drive on your part. Here's an amazing race on your part after winning last week's race at Auto Club Speedway and coming out with your 2nd top 5 and your 3rd top 10. That is a success in my book anytime. Any final words before we let you go, buddy?
Right on, man. Well, thank you guys. You guys do a wonderful job on the broadcast. I'd like to thank all my teammates and my family, who you can hear in the background adding to this interview. And you guys have a wonderful night.
Congratulations, success again there, Carl, and look forward to seeing you again next week at Martinsville.
Yes, sir. We'll see you there.
And that was 3rd place finisher and last week's winner, Carl Shed. Right behind him, or right in front of him, is the 44, Michael Arai, who we got a chance to speak with him during the first caution. I believe that was 2nd caution, but he did finish in 2nd place. You copy that again there, Mike?
I got you.
Well, Mike, your machine lived up to its name. You talked about how it was a very fast machine, and it did not let you down whatsoever. Give us a little bit of a rundown with your pit stops.
Yeah, so the battle was going to be down between Joey and I. I knew that for the race win, so my thoughts were I got to beat him on pit road to at least have a chance and get myself in front of him. and I was able to do that. But Joey is just so good during the long runs. He's honestly probably one of the best guys in the league on long runs. So I knew I had my work cut out, and I was pushing it hard there those last 30 laps trying to get away from him, but man, he just kept closing, and I wish this race was only 130 laps because I might have had it, but I gotta tip a hat to Joey for racing me hard but very clean.
Yeah, it was an amazing battle on you guys' parts, absolutely. And we noticed actually in the first run, when talking about the long run, like you touched on, we noticed you're not as fast as he was in the long run right before the first round of green flag pit stops. But after that, you ended up getting around him and was able to hold him up for the longest time possible. You ended up proving us wrong about you being a little bit slower in the long run. Tell us about that.
Well, I tell you what, clean air definitely makes a big difference, and I figure too, if I can pit before him and not only get in front of him but get some clean air as well, it would definitely help my chances of getting the victory. But he was just so strong, and he was doing the right thing when we caught up to lap traffic. He was picking the right lines to get good runs off the corners, and I was just kind of trying to make my car wide, but at the same time not wreck us both. And but it was a really good race. I hope it was entertaining for you guys.
Oh, it was very entertaining indeed, and way too entertaining if you ask me, but that was an amazing drive on your part and an amazing race. And this now will rank you, let's see, your 4th top 5 and your 4th top 10. Very, very impressive. Any expectations from for next week's race, Martinsville?
Yeah, Martinsville, I'm usually about like a top 5 car there. I was able to get a win last year at Martinsville, and I was really happy about that. It's because I tell you, you're going to see some very good drivers in that race, notably Corey Hoover, Ryan Dyson. Those guys are excellent short track drivers. Those are going to be the guys to beat, I think. So if I can hang with them, I'll be happy.
Well, you have proved yourself to be an amazing driver, Michael. And with that said, you have nothing to worry about. Don't lose sleep over anything. And we look forward to seeing you carry this momentum over and also one spot higher next week at Martinsville. Any final words?
I got to thank my sponsors, Profile Machine Products, for sponsoring the league and this race. Also got to thank Lowe's and my other sponsor, Autolite, which I'll be running next week at Martinsville. So I hope to get those guys in victory lane.
Congratulations, buddy, on your success here tonight. I look forward to seeing you again next week at Martinsville. Have a good night and go celebrate.
All right, thanks, guys.
And that was 2nd place finisher, the 44 of Michael Araya. But right in front of him is tonight's race winner, first win of the season, the fastest driver tonight in the long run, fastest driver in qualifying as well, and almost in practice as well. That's Joseph Tice. Get a copy of Joseph.
Yeah, I got you.
How are you tonight?
Yeah, I got you.
How are you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm doing all right. Before I answer any questions, I just gotta dedicate this win to my grandfather. He unfortunately passed away on Tuesday, and I hope you got a really good shot of my rear bumper. I had him riding with me tonight. He was an angel. He was so good, and he passed away this Tuesday. And this win just. I know he was riding with me. I raced my heart out, and I just got to dedicate this win to him. He meant the world to me, and so I just want to say that first off.
Oh, absolutely, brother. We are very, very sorry about that, and our condolences. And man, that was good motivation for you to bring this thing home. And I want to congratulate you and your grandfather on making this win possible. Tell us about your race, man, because you have, just like Michael touched on, you the fastest driver in the long run here, the Upper Edge Racing Series. How do you make it so possible?
I've always prided myself in my long run speed. I've gotten better in qualifying. I used to be really bad in qualifying, but I've gotten better at it. But I've always been good on long run pace. I've learned to keep the tires underneath me, but keep it fast at the same time. And part of that's just down to my teammates helping me out. But yeah, I've always been good with my tires. I don't wear them out and try to keep them good. And I think that's what helps me on the long run.
Oh, 10-4, most definitely. We noticed actually, Joseph, in the beginning of the race, we didn't see you running the outside line any. We saw you going from middle to bottom lane, middle to bottom lane again. But then towards the very end, we saw you make a power move against 44 Michael right on the outside on the exit of turn number 2. How are we able to make it stick like that after not practicing the third lane?
Well, that was honestly a case of learn from earlier in the race and make it better, because earlier, one of the first pit stops, Michael took 2 tires and I took 4, and he got out in front of me, and it was really hard to pass him on the bottom. I eventually did get by him on the bottom, but I knew getting by on the bottom, that was really tough. So I kind of stored that back in the back of my brain, and we came to the end of the race, and both of us were, just struggling on tires, just trying to keep the car straight. And I tried on the bottom a couple of times, but I quickly realized, much the same, just like the beginning, it wasn't going to work. And so I tried to surprise him and go into one and really bang out the high line and get to the outside. And the first time I did, I just about wrecked it off of 2. And about 2 laps later, I finally made it stick on the outside of 1. And I knew once I had outside position, I was probably going to get him.
Oh, most definitely, buddy. And Joseph, towards the very end of the run, you're talking about that between you and Michael Araya. We noticed, he seemed to have been pulling away from you a little bit for the first couple of lap or 2 after you were trying to make moves against him. And because of that, Carl Shed was catching up to you, coming in your rearview mirror at a very, very fast rate. How were you able to handle that kind of pressure, knowing that if you make a wrong move, you're going to go from second place, you're going to go from second place to further back in the pack, maybe below the top 5?
Yeah, I was definitely watching my relative. Like I said, teammates were teaching me how to run long runs. Carl Shed is also very, very good on the long run, and so I was definitely, me and Michael were cutting through traffic, and every now and then I just glanced down at my relative. I noticed Carl was catching me, and I'm honestly, like Michael said, he wished it was 130. Well, I'm glad it was 133, because if it was like 135, Carl probably would have got me.
10-4. Well, we are glad to hear that it ended up working out in your favor here towards the very end. Made the right moves, learned from earlier mistakes, and was able to bring this thing home for your first win of the season. Very, very impressive here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And look forward to seeing you again next week at Martinsville 250. And once again, our condolences, buddy. Before you go, man, in final words.
Yeah, again, I got to give it up to my grandfather. He was with me tonight, and I raced my hardest just for him. And like I said, I got him riding on my rear bumper, and I just love him to death. But I just got to give it up to him tonight.
Congratulations on your success here tonight, Joseph, and our condolences to you and your family. I look forward to seeing you again back at Martinsville 250. Have a good night.
All right, thanks. You too.
And that was tonight's race winner, Joseph Tyson. That rounds up interviews. Joseph Tyson, Michael Araya, Carl Shed, 1, 2, 3, respectively. Well, Dave, I am speechless. That was an amazing race. 2 cautions, a lot of green flag runs, so many battles. It all came down to pit strategy, and the drivers definitely did prove to us that how important having a good pit stop was, and it definitely did play out. It was nice seeing different pit strategies taken into play.
Yeah, I think I lost my voice there at the end of the race. That was just overall action, great racing. Once again, Sean, thank you for commentating. That was some great commentating here on the Dre Broadcasting Network. These drivers, also want to thank Ryan Dyson for bringing Dre Broadcasting on, giving us the opportunity to bring all this action to all the fans out there watching. I don't know what to say. I mean, I really thought Nick Massey was going to have a great shot at it. Still came away with the top 10. He came away with a 6th place finish on a very dicey, and I say it again, a very dicey pitch strategy. But great job by them. Great job by Joseph Tice and Michael Araya battling out. Carl Shed gave it a heck of a run. Just overall, great action. Couldn't ask for a better race.
Yeah, very nice. We said, and absolutely looked very good for Nick Mass, and also Joshua Adams. Joshua Adams was in the same strategy as Nick Mass, and both drives with their strategy were able to finish in the top 10, which is a very, very good place to finish, considering having the only different pit strategy compared to the rest of the field. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Check us out on youtube.com/Dre Broadcast Network. And this was live on Dre Broadcast. We also want to thank iRacing for having Dre Broadcasting Network on board on the iRacing Live or iRacing portal. Well, the next race is going to be at Martinsville Speedway for the Martinsville 250 after racing tonight at Perform Machine Products 200 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And this was the Upper Edge Racing Perform Machine Products powered by our Expression Cup Series. The next broadcast we have is going to be on Saturday night with the Cyber Racing Association Drive for Autism Speedway Series at Daytona International with the Camping World Trucks. I am Sean Zulu and David Everly behind the cameras. And if you haven't yet already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can get notified every single time we go live, because we are live 6 nights a week, different leagues, different drivers, different tracks. Everything's different except for the excitement. It always stays high and gets nothing but higher with every single race. And once again, thank you for watching. Have a good night.